guys, welcome to the Max Invest YouTube channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at Palantir stock. For full disclosure, Palantir is a stock that I own and I have a very bullish thesis on the stock. However, today I'm going to be looking at what this bullish thesis is and what the analysts think of Palantir stock to see if they're bullish on it as well. However, I'm also going to be looking on the more bearish case for Palantir stock to see if the bearish analysts are correct about the stock and to see maybe if Palantir is a stock that I should consider cutting back on. If you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe, and remember nothing said in this video is financial advice. Alright, of course we're going to start with the bullish case for Palantir. We're going to take a look at why the analysts that are bullish on Palantir are bullish and see what these specific reasons are for the stock. Also, I have done a fundamental analysis on Palantir, so you can watch that if you don't know much about the stock yet. This is mainly talking about the good features of the company, not explaining what the company does. However, if you are unfamiliar with Palantir, a quick explanation is Palantir stock effectively just aggregates data together, and that data is then used for companies and the government to make decisions in numerous areas such as defense or business profitability. Now, the analysts are bullish on Palantir for a couple of main reasons. One reason for this is overall total revenue for the company has been growing at an exponential rate. The first 3 years of the company, back in the early 2000s, the company did not make any revenue as they only worked on the product. However, now their revenue is growing 47% year on year and just reached $1.1 billion in revenue. This is insane revenue growth and basically means the company is doubling its revenue every couple of years or every one and a little bit years. So if they can continue this insane revenue growth, they will deliver on their stock price and they will grow well into the long term. Another bullish feature of this company that the analyst cites is that they have $7.9 million per customer as an average, and this is 41% year on year. Of course, if they are growing their customer revenues consistently and growing the amount of customers, they're going to get some insane revenues. However, this statistic that the analyst has cited is also very good, as it shows customers are trusting Palantir and customers think Palantir are doing a very good job. So on average, they are paying Palantir more and more. Companies using Palantir clearly think Palantir is helping with their day-to-day operations, and are therefore continuing to pay Palantir more. Moreover, the government must be wanting to pay Palantir more, as Palantir is helping them significantly, and this is shown by their army contracts and other contracts with other clients getting bigger and bigger each year. Palantir have also had 21 deals signed in Q4 of 2020, each worth over $5 million. This is very good, as it shows they are still continuing to expand the amount of customers they are having, and this coincides very well with the amount of revenue they are having per customer constantly increasing. The analyst also cites that Palantir have many good deals with tons of clients. They have a deal with the World Food Programme, which is part of the UN and delivers food to 90 million people each year. What Palantir would do here, and I'm assuming, is they would aggregate data and they would find the best and most efficient way of where to deliver food, when to deliver food, who to deliver food to maximize outcomes for the World Food Programme. Palantir have an insane total addressable market, and they expect this to be $119 billion. If Palantir's revenue can encompass even a bigger part of this $119 billion, the company will be way bigger than it is today. And Palantir is the top stock right now in this area. So Palantir does look like it has a very real chance of achieving this. Now, the analyst also cites, and another analyst, this actually is in another article, says as Palantir's bull case, they are becoming more and more profitable over time. For the first 6 months of 2020, losses totaled $164 million, down from $280 million the previous period. Now, if they continue to go on this same trajectory over time, Palantir are going to be doing very well in the future and they will soon become profitable. Obviously, I do believe Palantir will become profitable relatively soon in 2022 or 2023, and this will be very good for the stock itself. Another bullish feature of Palantir that many analysts cite is its use case is infinite. Palantir could grow infinitely and keep getting bigger and bigger over time. Now, this is because Palantir basically aggregates data for anyone and anything. Palantir can aggregate data for the government to show the government how to operate in the best way possible. Palantir aggregated data for the CDC to say where lockdowns would go, where PPE would go, and all of that. Palantir also aggregated data for BP oil in the way that will most help them reduce their cost of production, and BP did associate Palantir's help with a 10% increase in revenue and a decline in cost of production. So, Palantir has an infinite use case, and if done right, this company could come up to be one of the biggest companies in the world. It's like Google back in 2004, and it really does have some insane potential, and a lot of the analysts see this in the stock. Even though it's trading at quite a high valuation, they can see it can go very well in the long term. Now, we are also going to take a look at Palantir's bear case to see what the risks of this company are and how it could go wrong in the future. It is a high beta, high growth stock, and there are a lot of risks associated with it. The first analyst says that for around 17 years, Palantir has never turned over a profit. Now, this is going to sound a bit contradictory to the first slide or the previous slides that I had, as Palantir has actually just posted a massive loss of 1.17 billion. However, this is all due to stock-based compensation, which was awarded at around 1.27 billion throughout the year, and this is a one-time cost associated with a direct listing. So Palantir is still getting a lot closer to profitability, like I said in the bull case. However, it is still not there. It has never turned over a profit, and this is quite risky for the business. It could mean bankruptcy. It probably won't, but it is a risk associated with the business that shareholders should be aware of. Another risk is its reputational risk. If the United States government say, okay, we're done with you, Palantir, we're not using Palantir anymore, it will damage its reputation massively, significantly reduce its growth, and Palantir will not go that well into the long term. Palantir also has a high customer concentration, and this is said to be part of the bear case. Now, Palantir have mostly government clients. Government clients make up 56% of its revenue. So saying nearly half of its revenue is actually slightly wrong from the GAP analyst. It is about 56%. Now, 3 clients accounted for more than a third of the revenues, and 1 commercial customer made up 14% of the revenue. Obviously, this means that if these customers say, all right, we're not using Palantir, as I said before, this will massively damage Palantir's revenue. Palantir only have around 125 customers, and they're all big customers with massive contracts like the Army. If they lose these big contracts, Palantir will not go well into the future, and hopefully Palantir can expand its customers, and this won't be so much of a risk. Palantir have also had a ton of political controversy. Amnesty International have said the company have an inability to protect human rights. I believe this would be working with the Trump administration over immigration. However, I am unsure why Amnesty said this, and you should research it yourself. Now, in 2018, more than 200 employees signed a letter to the CEO Alex Karp citing concerns over a partnership with the Trump immigration team. Alex Karp has stated he had protests outside his house and people were leaving Palantir because of this. Palantir have chosen not to choose a political side. They will do whatever the administration at the time has done. And currently this brings up a lot of political controversy, and this could damage Palantir's reputation significantly and mean other clients won't work with them. It could also mean they're going to lose too many employees, and it will damage the company internally. As such, you can see that the political climate for Palantir is very difficult for this company, as when they're working with the government of the day, there will always be a lot of political controversy, and this is quite risky and could mean for big dips in the company's share price if something bad happens politically. Another analyst even says that after the big sell-off from $45 to $23, individuals should steer clear from Palantir. Now, his main reason for this is valuation. He says Palantir is way too high, trading at 28.3 times forward price to sales multiple. Obviously, this seems very high, and if sentiment becomes bearish for this company, it does mean it has more room to fall. However, if catalysts become bullish for this company, we have seen it get up to 45, and it can go really far, really fast. So this is something to watch out for Palantir's valuation. Now, he does say valuation concerns are not the only thing. He's saying CEO and insider selling is another big thing. However, I do disagree with this. Recently, the share lockup period expired for the management team, meaning they can now sell their shares after the direct listing in, late last year. So this means a lot of the CEOs will have all of their net worth locked up in Palantir. $500 million, $1 billion, all locked up in Palantir. CEOs can't buy mansions and they can't do a whole bunch of rich CEO stuff if they have all their shares in Palantir. So it does make sense that insiders are selling their shares to go out and buy all of the stuff they want to buy. It may not mean they, most of the CEOs will think Palantir will do very well in the long term. They want to take some money, take some profits so they can actually buy stuff and live their lives. This happens with basically any company in an IPO, and I wouldn't be too worried about this. So one of the biggest concerns for this analyst is valuation, and if valuation is the main concern, I'm not too worried, as you can just dollar cost average into this company over time. So in conclusion, I do think Palantir is a really good stock. I believe Palantir will do very well over the long term, as it is currently growing at an amazing, very fast growth rate, and it has infinite scalability to the company. However, I do acknowledge that the $20 stock valuation on it is a little bit rich, even though it has came down from very big highs. However, all I will be doing to counteract this is dollar cost averaging in over time. I think $20 is a pretty good base for this stock, and in the short term, this is a decent price to be paying in the company, and maybe it will never get below $20. However, if it does go below $20, I will buy more, and I will keep buying in over time to counteract this problem. So overall, I do think Palantir is a great stock. I'm more on the bullish side and not on the bearish side. I think it has plenty of risks, but you're going to get that with a high growth, high beta stock. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe. And remember, nothing said in this video was financial advice. And before diving into Palantir stock, you should do your own fundamental analysis and your own research on the stock. If you enjoyed the video, type down a comment below, like the video, and thanks for watching.